You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Military expert horrified by Trump's July 4th treatment of Gold Star families, based on an article by Matthew Ross. The ceremony was not the story, power, not faux pas. The source material gives a simple enough fact pattern. Donald Trump used a patriotic holiday stage to perform contempt, then followed it with a kind of backstage gesture that turns grief into theater. At Arlington, Gold Star families were left in the rain while he was sheltered. On the 4th of July, he dangled medals like party favors. This is not confusion. It is a choice about who gets dignity and who gets used. The office belongs to him, not the families. The people with actual institutional power in this story are obvious: the president, his campaign apparatus, and the political machine that keeps translating cruelty into permission. Gold Star families have moral authority. Trump has the megaphone, the office, and the willingness to turn ceremonies of loss into props for self-regard. That imbalance is the whole story. The rest is commentary trying to sound shocked after the fact. Calling it controversial is too soft. The article's frame leans on the lazy language of controversy, as if the problem were tone or taste. It is deeper than that. Trump has a documented pattern, in the source itself, of mocking the war dead, insulting families, and treating military sacrifice as a resource to be exploited or demeaned. Controversial is what institutions say when they want to avoid naming contempt as contempt. Misdirection as method. The recurring trick is to make deliberate degradation look like impulsive messiness. But the evidence here points the other way. He insulted captured soldiers, called dead Americans losers and suckers, attacked the Khan family without evidence, and then wrapped himself in ceremony when it suited him. That is not accidental drift. It is a political style built on humiliation, projection, and the conversion of other people's pain into his own spectacle. The coalition of excuse makers. What matters is not only Trump's behavior, but the ecosystem that keeps laundering it. Commentators, strategists, and the Republican movement around him repeatedly recast cruelty as authenticity and disrespect as just another sign of strength. That is how authoritarian politics works in plain sight. It does not merely abuse people. It trains institutions and media to describe abuse as personality. The pattern is the point. This story is bigger than a holiday insult. It is a record of how a demagogue uses public ritual to enforce hierarchy. Some people are honored, others are displayed, and the one at the center of the stage gets to decide which is which. The Democratic response is not to debate whether he meant it nicely. The correct reading is simpler. He meant to assert dominance, and the country keeps being asked to treat that as normal. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternet for today's article, with the automated voice of Kuzul. Thanks for listening.